great turnout. I was a little worried about the turnout because of the Nats, which is a great thing. It's a great time to be in this area. Obviously, the Nats doing so well. The Mystics winning their World Championship, and our women are preseason top 5, and they're saying good things about us. So it's a lot of fun. We just announced a new practice facility, which we're excited about, and it's been a lot of work to this point. It's actually in Baltimore last night, raising more money for it. So a lot of great things. Excited about my team, obviously. Have a lot of good players on this year's team. We have some experience. I think about where we were last year at this time to where we are today, where how our practices are going compared to last year at this time. It's really nice. We have some really good experience. I'm really proud of my guys because, last year we were extremely young. I think 4th or 5th youngest team in the country. We had a terrific year, but because of the way the season ended at the buzzer, to go to the Sweet 16 and have a chance to come back home and play in DC, it's made our guys really hungry. And I don't know if I've ever had a team work as hard as this team did from April until the start of practice, and it shows. So really proud of them. They're great leaders for the new guys, and very deep basketball team that we have. And I know you guys know about Anthony. He hit his head, it got leaked out, had a concussion. He's back. He'll be full strength today at practice. Hasn't really practiced since last Monday. Did a little bit on Sunday, but today he'll have full clearance. So it'd be great to get him back. And we have our private scrimmage this weekend, so it's moving quickly. Be here before you know it. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Guys, we have mics on either side. If you can please raise your hand, state your name and publication, please. No.
Mark, in the practices that you saw that Anthony was not available, did it give you an idea of how the team plays without him, because he's so vital to this team, and what did it show you?
Well, we actually had 4 guys not practicing at one time, and it showed me that we had incredible depth, and we were able to still have some really good practices during that stretch. So that was exciting to me, and because of some of the injuries we had, there's some older guys, I guess not upper class, but older guys, the guys that have been here, the young guys got a lot of reps, and that was really good for them. So we added a couple guys back this weekend. Practices got better, so it was good to see. I think it just showed me that we had great depth, and we had a lot of really good players, and I think the best part was that the young guys just got much more reps than they would have got because of some of the guys not practicing.
Coach right here. Cordell from 105.7 The Fan. Can you talk about some of the things that you wanted to see Sticks, who's not really looking like Sticks anymore, work on in this offseason coming into this year?
Yeah, so, I call them logs sometimes because it's no more sticks. But, with Jalen, we wanted to continue to make him bigger and stronger, which he did. I think he's up 35 pounds from when he's set foot on campus. We really worked hard on him to score in a lot of different ways. Okay, so he's pretty good on the right block. He's pretty good catch and shoot 3 guy. But we tried to do a lot of different areas on the floor. We played a ton of one-on-one since the season ended to this point. Don't play as much one-on-one when practice starts. Really worked on his perimeter defense. He played a lot of one-on-one with Anthony. His perimeter defense got so much better as the year went on. Last year was all new to him, and now I'm very confident in his perimeter defense and what he can do. And then post defensively, he struggled when he had to guard a 5 last year. Hopefully the weight helps. Hopefully the experience helps. We'll guard a little bit different on the post this year with him. Bruno was such a terrific post defender for us. So, we're going to play Jalen at the 4 and the 5 for us this year. And but a lot of things we worked on. I think he really improved his game. And I think just confidence, just continue to grow with confidence and feeling comfortable being out there.
Coach Pat Conji, Terran Sports Report. Last year, anytime you guys needed a spark, it seemed like Bruno would come up with a block or a dunk. It had a very, emphatic mannerisms about it, kind of get the crowd hype and the team hype. Who on the team do you see kind of being that hype man this year, being that energy guy that can get the team going when, you know, maybe a slow start happens or a run by the other team happens?
I don't know if we have anybody like Bruno that's gonna, you know, be so emphatic and playing to the crowd. But we have a lot of really good players. And Bruno was a tremendous shot blocker. And he covered up a lot of our mistakes last year. That said, Sticks is a pretty tremendous shot blocker in his own right. Ricky Lindo's game has really improved. He can protect the rim. The Twins, they do a great job of protecting the rim, and then hopefully eventually down the road we're going to get Scholl back. So I think around the rim we're going to be really good again, especially as the season goes on. So, but I don't know if we'll have that guy. I really don't. Aaron Wiggins is probably the most outgoing guy that we have. He's great for us in public when he goes out and does things in the community. He's terrific. A little more shy on the floor, but he might be that guy. We'll see.
To your left.
Coach Dave Preston, WTOP Radio. Anthony Cowan's back for his senior year in a world where not a lot of guys who play the minutes that he does over his first 3 years come back for that senior year. What sort of luxury does that give you, and what do you expect from him this winter?
Well, you know, in a world where it's not great to become a senior, I'm really proud of Anthony. Maybe he can make it cool again to do it. Anthony came back to win. Anthony's done a lot of things with scoring points and steals and assists, but his legacy, he wants his legacy to be winning, and winning at a high level. And he knows he'll be remembered more if our team wins at a high level. So that's why Anthony came back. He's, as he said, unfinished business. I think Anthony's just got to trust his teammates. I think he realizes he has a terrific group around him. He set out, you know, he wasn't around much, but he was here for 2 practices, and I think he realized that he has really good teammates around him, and that he just needs to let the game come to him and make guys around him better. So that's the thing. You know, I asked the guys that have been here for several years, and they brag about his leadership off the floor, and he's become a much better leader. He's got so much experience, that's been good, and he's been a better leader on the floor. Anthony's not natural for him to talk, but he's been a much better leader. So I expect Anthony to have a great year. He's shooting the ball better than he's ever shot it here. Last year at times he would throw it instead of shoot it. Now he's really shooting the ball at a high level. He's very confident. He put on about 10 pounds of muscle. I wasn't as high on it at first when he was talking about doing it, but it's made him really athletic, even more athletic. He's always been fast, but now he can actually dunk the ball pretty easily for a short guy. So he's worked hard. He put in a lot of time this summer.
Patrick, to your right.
Mark Patrick Stevens with The Athletic. You mentioned the depth a little bit earlier. Do you think this is your deepest team since you've been here? And do you think this team has a higher ceiling than any team you've had since you've been here?
I would probably say it's my deepest team, but we haven't played a game yet, so we'll see. I think, it's like, I think 2 or 3 guys have separated themselves as great players, and I think 3 through 11, they're kind of all the same, but they're all really good players, or 4 through 11. And so that's great depth. I think there'll be times in games this year where we sub and we get better. And that's not always hasn't been the case. So there'll be times when we sub and we don't get better, but hopefully we can maintain where we are. So there's been the last couple of years we sub, we're just holding on, just, oh my gosh, we're up 6, try to keep it at 6, but now we sub back in, it's tied. So I don't think that'll be the case this year. And hopefully our depth will help us stay fresh throughout the year. It's a long season, a lot on their plate, and hopefully our depth will allow us to stay fresh and be a better team come February and March.
What's the potential of this bunch? What's the peak potential?
Yeah, we'll see. If they continue to be coachable, they continue to be selfless, put the team first, those 2 things are really important. Talent-wise and depth-wise, yeah, we got a chance, but if they're coachable and they're selfless, then we'll continue to get better, and we'll do some great things.
And what's your left?
Kind of going off of Dave's Anthony question, but a little more in the off the court sense. Have you guys had any conversations with him about what you expect from him, what he expects from himself in terms of who he is for this team, whether that's body language or kind of some of those things we've talked about with him?
Yeah, it's, I think, have we sat down in the last month and talked about those things? No. I think April through the summer, we talked about it a lot. You know, and I think he gets it and where he is. Anthony's, he's a smart kid. He did, you know, he graduated 3 years here. He's in graduate school now, which is amazing in itself. But he knows why he's back and what he has to do. And for Anthony, it's all about winning. It's all about winning. And you know, he won the WCAC championship as a senior. It was a great win for them. They beat a really good team in the championship. And he knows what that did for his legacy in high school. And so he knows that he has to do all the things to help us win games this year and put the team first in all those areas. And he wants to be remembered as a winner. And that's why he's back. So he's focused on that. It's good. It's good for our team and good for the coaching staff and should be good for the fan base too. So he knows. We continue to talk on it. Body language, all that stuff. You know, it's an everyday deal. It's like shot selection and getting guys to defend every day. And, you know, it's if you've raised kids, it's just like it's an everyday deal. So we'll stay on it and hopefully he'll have better days, more better days.
Peter, to your right.
Peter Schmuck, Baltimore Sun. Mark, obviously your team's getting some national attention, expectations are rising. From a personal standpoint, you're in your 9th season. Are there moments where you go from, we think we can be really good, we think we can go far, to, I better go far, we better be really good?
No, I don't ever think that way. I do think we have a chance to be really good. And because I know what those freshmen did last year, I don't like to call them freshmen, and they're all back. And what they were able to do last year, I know they had Bruno with them, but it was amazing what that team was able to do last season. I think we played the 8th toughest schedule in the country too, so that gives you a lot of confidence as a coach. You just do the best job you can, and you coach them hard, and you know. But this team is not only a talented team, but it's a really smart basketball team. They pick up things quickly. They have a good feel for the game. There's just a lot of things that make you feel good as a coach. So, yeah, I want it to be a great year. You know, I want it to be a great year. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We expect it to be a great year. We're planning on it being a great year. We hope to improve as the season goes on. We hope to be playing great at the end of the year. You know, hopefully it works out that way. But that's what we're trying to do. But you know, I don't sit around here all day and think, I don't think national championship every day. Like today, all I'm thinking about is we got to get better in our half-court defense. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's kind of the way you approach it, but we expect to be good.
Andy, to your left.
Hey, Coach. Andy Kuskick from the Diamondback. Thinking back to that 2015 team, and obviously the roster makeups are much different between then and now, but what did you learn from coaching that team, and has that influenced anything you've done this offseason with coaching or anything?
Yeah, there's two totally different teams. I think we're embracing the expectations much better than that team did. That was kind of new for us. We had a great year the year before. I think we won 28 games and lost to go to the Sweet 16, and then all of a sudden we're preseason 1, 2, 3, whatever the polls were. So it was quite a significant jump from 2 years before when everybody was leaving, and then within 12 months you're preseason top whatever. So I think we're more prepared for it. It just comes down to coachability, and comes down to chemistry, and guys just being selfless. Because if we do that, then we'll continue to get better. And if we're playing for each other, then we're going to be really good. And if egos get in the way, then we're not going to be quite as good as we should be. So guys know that. We're in the process of building all that. It's still early. Last week the guys were just trying to survive the first week of practice because it was pretty tough. And this weekend we're getting together and having some meetings, and we'll start talking about all those things a little bit more.
Lila front.
Lila Bromberg, just Pseudo Times. You talked about last year how, while he wasn't a guy who played, Andrew Terrell was a big, kind of leader for the team and getting morale up and things like that. Of the guys who, don't play as many minutes, have you seen someone kind of step up and fill, those roles?
Well, I think Josh Tomaic is really going to fill that role this year. It'll be Josh's 4th year. Josh had a terrific summer. He was a great leader. We have a lot of post players that are young, and he did a terrific job with them this summer, taking a little bit of pressure off Sticks, having to do that, Jalen having to do that. So, but Josh would be my guy that I would think would do that. Travis and Reese are 2 guys that are terrific basketball players. They could be playing a lot of places in the country and playing a lot of minutes. They'll have a role too, but I think Josh will be that guy. I think he'll be that guy that, you don't know what's going to happen with playing time, but I think his leadership will be important for this team because he's seen it and been there. He's been on good teams. He's been on bad teams. Not so good teams, I guess. We haven't had any bad teams. Not so good teams.
Middle left.
Thanks, Mark. Adam Zolko with the Washington Times. Since the freshman class has gotten on campus and you've begun practice, what are you able to say about their work ethic so far, how they're fitting in? And on a similar topic, is there any update on the recovery of Joel Mariel from his surgeries?
Yeah. So the new guys, very talented, very physical, and good feel for the game. Still learning how to practice hard every day, still learning how to do all that stuff, compete at a high level, the importance of every possession, the importance of ball screen defense every time, doing it right, things like that. It's going to take some time, but a very talented group. They fit in well. Our guys really like them. Upperclassmen really like them. They give us tremendous depth. What they do give us is they give us some physicality. We weren't the most physical team in the world last year. A lot of it was our youth. But these guys are built pretty well. So our practices are much more physical, and they need to be for us to play at the highest level. So that helps. Good players. I couldn't tell you today who's going to play or play more or not play, all that kind of stuff, because it's still early. But a couple guys are starting to separate themselves a little bit. The physicality's there. Shoal will be 6 weeks on Wednesday, but we had the 6-week update yesterday with the doctor. The x-rays look good. The rods look good. He feels good. Still has a little bit of swelling in the knees. So he's lifting, he's shooting, he's doing some things on the floor. We'll do another appointment on November 25th. That'll be 3 months. And we're hoping on that day he gets clearance. But I think over the next 6 weeks, if his swelling goes out of his knees, he'll just do more and more. But everything's like, I guess you call it flat foot based, or his feet can't leave the ground in anything that we're doing, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's on the court. And it will stay that way until the swelling out of his knees is gone. But he's doing terrific, and the doctor couldn't have been happier with where he is. And he feels much better than he did before surgery.
Don, to your right.
Don Marcus, Baltimore Sun. Just to build up that question, when you have, a year ago, you sort of had to play just by numbers the freshmen. Now you can pick spots where they fit in, rotations, everything like that. How much, in terms of, as a coach, how much more relaxing, are you more relaxed coaching with a group like this where you don't have to play them as opposed to sticking them in maybe when they're not quite ready yet?
Well, they think they're going to be playing 40 minutes a game, but no, the thing that's great about this year's team, which could be if we continue to grow and get better and stay healthy, is that I'm in control. Guy doesn't box out, he's coming out. You know what I'm saying? So like, we have so much depth that they're going to learn by sitting a little bit. Sometimes last couple of years, I had to play guys through mistakes, turnovers. It really wasn't an answer. And I think we'll get better because of that. Guys will correct things quicker because of that. So that's a good feeling. Not having to play them, yes, that's a good feeling. I think we hit it pretty well. How nerve-wracking it was last year playing guys. I went back and watched every game when I was traveling, recruiting the last month or so. Wow. I mean, it was like, we were so young. And what the guys were able to do. Now, those guys are really grown men to me now as sophomores, and they'll help us. But yeah, our depth is going to really help me teach, and if they're not doing it right, they'll learn by sitting, and they'll correct it pretty quickly.
Last one, please, Wayne, back right.
Wayne Binder, Turf Talk. With Matt Brady in the second year on the staff and DeAndre Haynes in his first, what have those two brought to the program and how have they helped the team develop?
Yeah, you know, I've had a lot of great staffs over the years. I think this is my 22nd year as a head coach. You know, I don't want to make anybody mad that's worked for me, but I think this is my best staff. You know, I got Mark Turgeon, who's been with me. He's tremendous in his role. I got Greg Manning, who's way overqualified for his role, but just works his tail off. Got great GAs, but Matt Brady is an excellent basketball coach. Has great feel, loves to teach, loves to be in the gym. You know, he's been terrific, and I just think DeAndre's just came in and called him the young guy at 35 on our staff, and players love him. They love being around him, and he's a great teacher. Him and Coach Brady are coaching the guards, and they'll do a great job with them. They both like to be in the gym, so like we get 20 hours a week to practice. I'll probably use 14 or 15 hours of practice and film work. So it's another, 3 or 4 hours that they can work before and after practice with these guys and make them better. So it's a great staff, and hopefully it'll pay dividends for us as the games come along.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you. That's it. Quick 20.